And we're back. It's the Cartridge twins, and I beat another game, so you know what that means. It's time to talk about Disney Illusion Island on the Nintendo Switch. So, how did I feel going into this game? It got pretty good reviews. My initial thought was it's probably a little too much on the easy side. It seemed a little weird that you didn't have an attack in a platforming game. But let me tell you, after beating it, I was pleasantly surprised. Playing this game was a delight, so let's talk about why. So, first up, what's this story about? Well, basically, you play as Mickey and some friends, and you gotta find these three magical books to try to save the island of Monoth? Monoth? I don't know. It's pretty simple. The story doesn't really need to be known, but it was a fun little Disney story, and I gotta say, the cutscenes and the voice acting, it all fit in really well. It felt like you were playing a part of a new Mickey Mouse cartoon with an updated, fresh, new look for Mickey that still kind of gave some of those old school Disney vibes. So yeah, the visuals and the audio are pretty spot on in this one, with the hand-drawn animations that are pretty dang good, really. I mean, they're not on the level of, say, Cuphead, but it is a visually pleasing game to look at. The soundtrack was nice and whimsical in what you expect from a solid Disney title. It was, a fully orchestrated original score, so that was a nice addition. It's got some pretty great voice acting as well, which I found pleasantly surprising once again. So yeah, this game visually, you're not going to get tired of it. The sounds are great, but the real thing that kept me coming back to this game was the gameplay. Okay, these comparisons might sound kind of crazy when it comes to gameplay, but hear me out. If you've played The Messenger or Metroid Dread, then you'll kind of have an idea of what I mean. But the flow of this game felt great. Once you had a handle on the characters and their movements and you learn their skills, you just want to keep playing. The way you just jump around platforming and swinging, the controls are all so tight and responsive. It feels fantastic. That is the best part of the game. I could not stop playing. I would get to one checkpoint and was like, oh, I'm just going to keep going. The checkpoints are spaced wonderfully. The challenge never gets overly challenging. I think if maybe you're a younger player, there might be some difficult spots, and you can adjust the accessibility. But just on that normal difficulty, I think it was great, and the way the controls flow and the level design, fantastic. One of my only complaints is sometimes the enemies are a bit annoying in odd places, and what they do kind of hinders that flow. But overall, the gameplay, I think, is exactly what kept me coming back for more. I mentioned in the beginning that you don't attack in this game, which is super weird for a side-scrolling 2D platformer. So at first I thought that would be something definitely missing. But no, once you get into the flow of the game, you forget all about it, and you're just hopping over enemies and you're swinging around, and really it feels just fine without an attack. So if that's something that you also thought was kind of weird, well, put that out of your mind. The game works wonderful even without having an attack ability. But when you get in these boss battles, which honestly I kind of wish there were some more, I think that's the most exciting part of the game. Then you kind of get an attack. Really, you hit something that triggers something to fall on the boss's head, and so I guess in that way it's kind of an attack. But overall, these boss battles were a lot of fun, and while each boss battle was kind of similar, they also were unique, so nothing ever really catches you off guard, but they always remain fun. If you're a fan of Disney, especially Mickey and his friends, I think this game would be great for you no matter your age. It's a little more on the casual side, so maybe you just beat a Souls game or something like an NES hard game and you need something a little more chill between games. I think this would be perfect. Or if you just have a younger person that just wants a little more simple experience, hey, great. Overall, I think this game, it's probably about a 7 out of 10, which I have seen a lot of. It's just a solid, well made game that you can't go wrong with, especially if you find it on sale. I think the perfect way to really describe this game would be that it's an entry level, visual pleasing Metroidvania. It's not gonna do anything new and fresh that catches you by surprise, but what it does pretty well. Would I like some differences in level design? Sure, really the only differences are pretty much visual, but overall, a well made game. And there you have it, my thought on Disney Illusion Island for the Nintendo Switch. Have you played this game? Were your thoughts similar to mine? Am I way off here? Let me know down in the comments. Honestly, this one has me really excited to play the new Epic Mickey Rebrushed when it comes out on Nintendo Switch. Can't wait, love those old games. Hopefully it's going to be even better than this Disney Illusion Island. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, and remember, without video games, things do not seem to go as well.